Welcome back to Taking Action, Season 2. We're broadcasting from our new studio. I hope you like it. The sound is good. Anthony's comfortable. The lighting's perfect. We got state-of-the-art equipment, and we came in last season at 83%. I am the most notorious bookmaker and now best handicapper in the country as of last year.
This is true. This is a true statement.
All right. Well, I try not to lie, but it comes easy because I don't. I'm truthfully, blatantly honest. But anyway, we'll be back in 1 second. Thank you. All right, Season 2. Yeah, welcome back, Anthony.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new season. Obviously, the new studio looks great. Look, he even got us behind you.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that guy behind me.
It's a sneaky world out there.
No, I'm not sneaky at all. I'm right in your face. But anyway, moving forward, Season 2, let's have a little bit of a recap. I was wrong on the Super Bowl.
We both were.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is with Shanahan of changing. I mean, he had it down. They were shutting Kelsey down. But congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's an accomplishment. And let's hope San Francisco gets in there next year. I'm really fond of that team. But maybe they'll make room for some new people. What are we going to do here today? We're going to kick off season 2024.
2024.
Starting, I believe, on a Thursday night.
It is a Thursday. A lot of games this year. Thursday, there's a Friday. We got Sunday slate, of course. Monday night.
Before we get into that, what I'd like to do is bring the people up to what we've accomplished so far. For them, for us, for the bettors. All right. Some exciting things. The new studio, like I said. I hope you hear me more clearly. You don't get the glare from the picture. I kind of miss my father's pool table. But I think this is a little bit better. But it's got this guy watching me over here. All right. Announcements that could be important to you. Anthony will explain to you how it works. He's the technical guy, you know. I'm just, I don't know what I am, but I'm figuring it out as we go. What we did is I'm going to try and give you more picks on a weekly basis. Okay? We're ramping up. We're going to try to make this, if possible, we're going to try and make the season go full year and come back around for all sports. I'm talking to a hockey handicapper. It's not exactly my strong suit, so I can give you a pick in hockey at least one a week. Anthony's very good in baseball. I have some fundamentals in it. I've done very well betting baseball, but sporadically I wait and I watch. I like two money dogs in a parlay, like I've said, is the most dangerous sport to a bookmaker. And make no mistake, what we're going to try and do is break their backs and put money in your pocket. At the end of the year, if you're not at a plus, I consider that a loss. I take a more scientific approach to betting, and I have more control than usual, the average bear, and that's what you need, money management. We're going to get into that. Any of you new people coming on, I suggest you look at our older ones on how to bet and be updated on that. We're going to have a lot of fun. I like it to be entertaining, but at the end of the day, I want just to win desperately. So what we're going to do, there's going to be a link hooked up for our pick of the week. I usually make my bets, and what I'm going to do is about an hour before kickoff.
Yeah.
If it's a 4 o'clock game or a later game, I'm going to come in an hour before that, because if there's any line movements that could affect the bet, I will go to my B or C pick.
Yeah, it gives us a chance to make adjustments if the line adjusts. So, maybe we liked it at a certain point when it came out, but if it changes too drastically, we can always shift somewhere
not
else.
Only that, if there's a late injury, a change in a quarterback, or even it's sometimes a weather change.
I was going to say weather.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors. So So we got relatively lucky last year. Even though we won our first pick of the year, Aaron Rodgers got knocked out early. But like I said, Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Rodgers, Buck Rodgers, I liked the Jets. So I wasn't overly concerned. So we film on a Tuesday, edit Wednesday, post on Thursday.
Yes.
So you're going to get the brunt of not only that, if there's any corrections in the picks I made to move the line, I'll warn you that an hour before game. So Anthony will explain to you the link, how that works. I'm looking forward to a good season. I was 83% last year. I would have been closer to 90 or 90 if I didn't force the one pick. Very, very positive. You'll have at least one pick for me this year. And I'm hoping the show goes full turnaround because I would like you to come into the football season with a pretty big nest egg and a little more to bet on the games.
Yeah, I mean, going all year round would be great. And then, like you said, I'll explain the app real quickly. It's very simple. It's called Juice Reel. There will also be a link in the description of the video. You'll have to click on that. It'll take you right to the app. You just download it. It's available Android and Apple. When you do that, with the link, you will be taken to our profile. There will be a little subscription link there as well for you to get the main pick. And, each week, depending on if you want it or not, you can, of course, take the pick or not. But very simple. There'll be a link down in the description. The app is called Juice Reel. It'll take you to the App Store. You just download the app. And then when you click on, with the link you clicked on, it'll take us directly to our profile. And you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing. And I mean, it makes it even better because you remember, who was the guy last year that wasn't a fan, was not a fan of yours, wanted to bet you all the time? Remember what I'm talking about?
Jimmy.
Well, but
don't encourage him.
No. But it's perfect now because last year you kept saying, "Put your money where your mouth is." We are now. We are.
Well, we always do, but you'll be able to access. It goes into our account and shows you who we bet.
Exactly. So we are putting.
So if there's any mystery that I'm not putting my money where Anthony's mouth is, that is not the case here. What I like about it most, and it didn't affect me last year, but the line is the most important element in the game. Pre-game and then whatever happens post-game. But the line to me is everything. So, or they wouldn't set one. And we weren't really affected with my picks last year with the line. The losses would have been losses anyway. And the wins will win up until we had a pretty good margin of there was no margin for error. I mean, we blew them out on the games I picked.
Yeah.
Great. A lot of good things, too, is we may post Anthony's picks. Also, when I agree with him, so you may get multiple picks. I'm not guaranteeing it, but you may get that from Anthony also may be there. I'm not going to tell you whose is who. It doesn't make a difference. I'm very, very proud of him. When he started doing things more from a bookmaker's point of view and a professional gambler's point of view, I believe you came in pretty close to 80%.
Yeah, I was doing well down the stretch.
Yeah.
Down the stretch.
I don't want to count the beginning because he came in as from a fan's point of view. I mean, you really don't need us to do that for you because you are a fan. What do you need our point of view for?
This is true.
Okay, so scientifically and logically and my knowledge of bookmaking and seeing multiple and how to bet really lends something to you, trust me. I have never had a losing season.
And we don't plan to start it.
Well, let's see what happens. We don't know how gambling is going to affect it. That's why last year was my trial year. I should have came in at 90%. I'm kicking myself, but I'm 83%, which makes me the best handicapper last year globally, I would say. Is that correct?
I would imagine.
Not imagine. It's a fact. Okay, secondly, now that we have a professional studio, we built it. It's nice. It's terrific. Anthony likes it. Look how happy he is. We got me watching over me, so you want to let that guy down? All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right into the kickoff. Just remember, that link will bring you right to
our profile.
Right to our pick. I think it's more for the person that's betting. Yeah. I'm still going to give you everything but the main pick, and I think there's a slight charge, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to allow us to go all year long, which is going to allow us, I'm bringing in a hockey handicapper, and I'm bringing in one of my old basketball handicappers. I had an original guy that I worked with And I was very versed when they changed to the 3-point rule. It changed everything with the numbers, everything. He was very good. I've been speaking with him. He may be coming on the show. And, we're going to do some nice things in baseball because that's the money lines is what I like.
It's almost playoff time in baseball as well.
Yes. Well, we didn't catch the season early enough. I'd hoped to. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit subscribe.
Absolutely.
Also, give me your comments. I like to hear them. I read them. We're going to do more interactive stuff. I mean, we could actually put the computer on the table here and have it over there.
Because, like before, we were using the computer, so we couldn't do anything. Listen, now if we got questions, anything, we can pull the comments right up.
Not only that, if anybody wanted to play 8-ball, we didn't have to lift the computer up.
Yeah, I know. A little research if we had to.
Get a little dangerous with them jumps.
Yeah, well.
All right. Let's kick off the season.
Yeah, let's kick off the season. That happens this Thursday. Very excited. I'm so happy football is back. The Ravens visit Kansas City. Obviously, the banner lifting ceremony for the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl last year opened at 2.5. That line moved to 3 for the Chiefs.
Basically, what the odds makers are telling you, that's a pick'em game because you give up 3 points, and the visiting team, the way the NFL sets their lines, or the handicap that set the lines for the NFL, so they're saying that game's pick'em because 3 points is allowed, -3 for the home team advantage. I believe that's an accurate one. I believe that's a pick'em game.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one to bet. That's a fan game. That's a good game. That's a game I want to watch. If you put my feet to the fire, I would have probably put that line out. I would have kept it 2.5, not gone to 3. I favor Baltimore in that game. Tell you why. Everybody plays the world champions harder. They have a bullseye on their back. Even if you're having a bad year, if you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you get the press. It rallies the team, and it feels you accomplished something. It's good for the staff. It's good for everything. Baltimore got niched out. I thought they would do better than they did. What's your thoughts, Ant? I like Baltimore in that game. Not heavy if you're going to bet it.
Yeah, I like Baltimore as well. They brought in Derrick Henry in the offseason. So in my head, I'm just imagining defensive coordinators trying to figure out how they're going to stop a run pass option with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers. I mean, that is a problem that I think is going to keep a lot of defensive coordinators up at night. Kansas City, obviously still have Kelsey, you have Mahomes, Reed, and all that. They added Hollywood Brown, but I don't believe he's going to play at the wide receiver position. Hurt his shoulder in the preseason. They brought in Xavier Worthy. They have Rashid Rice. So they have some pieces, obviously. And they're back-to-back Super Bowl champions for a reason. So
not only that, absolutely, without a doubt, there's a team effort. It's very good coaching. Andy Reid's a good coach. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. The other thing is with adding Derrick Henry in there, he can take a toll on your defensive line. And when he gets loose in your secondary, he puts his head down, he hits, and he's capable of breaking a play, catching a play. So it does add another dimension to Baltimore. What I would do, what's the money line on that game?
The money line?
The money line. Because if you like Baltimore, you're going with the money line, means you're taking money.
They are plus 125.
They're robbing you on the money line. So it's 135 for 3 points. See, this is what I mean about bookmaking. Legalizing bookmaking. That's not the right ratio, but okay. I would throw a couple of hours taking the money on that. And what I would do is, if you want to go in and see my main pick, maybe put it in a parlay for small money, because whenever you put a money dog in a parlay, the payoff is exponential. Most dangerous is 2 money dogs in a parlay. So moving forward, I think we should go to the next game. Ant and I both agree. Very good game. I would not bet a lot of money on it. It could be anybody's game. But,
first game of the season, too.
Yeah. But the points or the money line, if you want to take a shot, getting 125 for every 100. You're getting 25% on your money. That's 12.5 on 50. I mean, it's significant. I like that. We are not doing, which we will be doing, unders and overs totals, which is the combination of both teams total. I'll tell you why we are not doing that. How do you know the first week?
No.
You can't. And I don't want to lead you to slaughter, but however, it's a crapshoot. It could work out too.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
All right. New one this year. We got Green Bay at Philadelphia, but this game is in Brazil. This game is in Brazil, 8:20 over here.
Over here. So I think it's 5 something there, right?
Yeah, they have 4 different time zones in Brazil. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you, what time zone they're playing in. I just know it is 8:20.
So in other words, you get
time.
your car, drive to another part of Brazil and be either early or late for your appointment?
Listen, you know what? It's possible. 4 different time zones.
Well, I'm always on time, so I'd have to drive around in circles.
All I know is 8:20, I'm parked watching this game.
Let me ask you, on your birthday, if you keep driving backwards, you won't get older.
I don't know why nobody's thought about that before.
This is stupid. Let's go.
Philly opened 1.5. They are now 2.5.
2.5. I see it. Green Bay is one of the teams that I feel is going to be much better this year. They're one of the teams I'm thinking about keying either for or against in my handicapping. The Eagles have a decent team.
Yeah, I mean.
Have a decent team. I don't know what factor it is playing the first game of the season in Brazil. There's a human element there that, the women of Brazil are very beautiful women. The food, the nightlife. I don't know if I would keep curfew if I was in Brazil.
Well,
and it's a pretty decent, lengthy flight.
They've been told to stay inside. Is all I know.
Well, that's because of the crime, but you got that in New York and places also. I don't think that's an element. I think the more of the element is, little wine, women, and song, and that could do it. They're a young team. There's a lot of guys that aren't married, so it could cause a problem.
I doubt there's a shortage of having fun in Brazil.
However, on a travel, I always like the underdog.
That would be Green Bay.
Yeah, who do you like?
I think I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Let me just remind you this. This is not a pick. I would bet. There is no variable for me to figure out jet lag, time zone difference, and visiting
Brazil.
It's whoever drinks the less, in my opinion. That's better hips.
True. A lot of dancing out there, maybe.
A lot of dancing.
All right, well, let's go to the next one then.
Okay, go ahead.
That would be Jacksonville at Miami. Miami opened up 3.5. They're now 3-point favorites.
Okay, they dropped a 0.5 point. That means a little bit of the money might be on Jacksonville. It's not evening out as much. I don't like when a bookmaker or an odds maker drops from 3.5 to 3, because you could buy it down to 2.5, or you could lay 3.5 and lay 3, take 3.5, or buy it up to 4. There's options to get sides and middles there. That was a dangerous move by the odds maker. I think basically what they're saying is they think Jacksonville's going to win the game.
I mean, obviously, as you said before, -3, that means it's basically a pick 'em here because you get the 3 points for
a lot of games
home
fall
field.
On 3. You could buy it down to 2.5, lay 3.5, falls on 3. You can win both sides. That's what I suggest to do. Not a lot of money because you don't want to be eaten up on it. I don't know what they charge the right amount without getting robbed. Is 5.5 to 5. Some places charge 6 to 5 to come off at 3, but that's what I would do. If you got a good, I don't know what house you're betting with. It changes. They're not consistent, but you got a good shot there. You got 3, and it could go. That's what I would do on that game.
Well,
And that's what I would protect for as a bookmaker. There's no way I would have dropped it from 3.5 to 3. I would have made it if you took the 3.5, you lay money. I would have reversed it.
Okay. Let's go over to Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Atlanta opened 3, and that game stayed at 3.
Well, I think Atlanta's a decent team this year.
I mean, yeah, they added some pieces to the defense. Jesse Bates, Kirk Cousins is their quarterback now. Obviously, they still have Bijan Robinson, who was a rookie last year, running back.
Inherently, Kirk Cousins has been very effective in the
Regular season.
Regular season. He's for whatever reason, is not as effective.
I would say he's not a big game quarterback.
I think he can win big games, but not in a big game.
Prime time, we've seen his record, what it is there. Playoffs, not the biggest success, but hey, regular season. That's what we're at right now, so that's what matters, and he's been pretty good at it. Obviously, the Steelers, a lot of change over there.
A lot.
With Russell Wilson.
I like Russell Wilson. He is a big game quarterback.
Super Bowl champion, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Najee Harris still over there with the running back, Jalen Warren, their backup. You kind of think that running back room is going to be running back by committee, but Jalen Warren's a little bit banged up to start the year, so maybe Najee, has the most. We all know about their defense, led by TJ Watt, so obviously, you still expect things there. Minka Fitzpatrick as well. Could be I see a low-scoring game here, but...
Well, basically what they're saying, the odd makers, Atlanta's at home in -3, so they're saying the game is pick 'em. So if you could get Pittsburgh taking the 3, I wouldn't. It's not my main pick, but if you put my feet to the fire, I believe Pittsburgh has the edge here. I think Russell Wilson has the edge here. I don't think Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback the period of time during regular season, but Pittsburgh's another one of the teams I'll be watching to bet with them or against them. When I handicap, it's multi-dimensional, not singular. Where I read for one team, it changes from week to week, but they're one of the teams I'm keen on.
All right. The Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. That opened up as the Giants being 1-point favorites, and now Minnesota is a 1.5-point favorite. So a bit of a swing there.
Giants have a decent roster.
Yeah. I mean, obviously...
A lot better than they performed.
They lost Saquon Barkley in the offseason to the Eagles, so obviously new running back, I believe it's Devin Singletary now, drafted Malik Neighbors, who, should be their number one go-to wide receiver.
They have some players.
Daniel Jones is back. So,
yeah.
Mr. $40 million man.
Not a game I would bet.
I would not.
If you want to, I mean, Giant fans are Giant fans. I mean, they bet the outcome, no matter what. Minnesota is a decent team.
A lot of change over there as well. Obviously, Kirk Cousins gone. They drafted J.J. McCarthy, but he got injured in the preseason. So now Sam Darnold, Mr. Sam Darnold is their quarterback.
From the Jets, right?
Former Jet.
Yeah. Former Jet.
Mr. C's Ghosts.
I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see.
I mean, still have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, so.
I'm hoping that both teams kick it in gear to make it an interesting season, especially in those divisions. Better the teams, the more fun we have.
Exactly. Okay. Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans opened 4.5-point favorites. They are now 4-point favorites.
Okay. I don't understand the drop in that, and I'll be honest with you, I don't agree in the drop of that. I haven't seen anything or additions to Carolina that makes me believe, and anything is possible except for the coach. Is that correct? I think he's a good coach. I just don't believe he has the horses. But let me tell you, they are professional players. I mean, you can bring a team and players along because they are pros. Yeah. It's not like they picked them out of Little League or Pop Warner. They get drafted. So there are really no bad players. They just don't perform good.
True.
They're athletes. So I don't understand that drop. If I was going to bet that game, and I hate to lay points, but I'd rather lay 4 than 4.5. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about New Orleans. What do you think of them?
I mean, still have a good defense over there.
Good defense.
Marshawn Lattimore, Cam Jordan. Derek Carr is their quarterback for now. I know they drafted Spencer Rattler. You got Chris Olave at wide receiver. So, a lot of people expect big things out of him. Still have Alvin Kamara. Hasn't been exactly the same running back. They age quickly over there, but
Derek Carr has never had the opportunity to be a big game quarterback. But I believe
the one time he did, he had that MVP season, broke his leg, and hasn't really been the same since. So I feel for him.
But I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I've always been a
What do you think about the Carolinas quarterback?
I mean, listen, Bryce Young was a rookie last season. Definitely did not go well. I believe they went 2-15. How much do you blame him versus the roster? Because it's not like the roster was good either.
One man doesn't lose a game.
So,
especially 15 of them.
No. Carolina's
How many
defense.
wins did they have?
I believe they went 2-15, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I was on them for one of their wins, right? Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, well, they picked them 1 week. I should have picked the money line because they were big dogs, but moving forward. But yeah, I like New Orleans in that game.
New England at Cincinnati. My Patriots. Cincinnati opened 8-point favorites. They are now 8.5-point favorites.
Couple questions for you on that game.
Okay.
Cincinnati is pretty much the same team, same coaching.
Yes.
The only thing is if Burrows is healthy.
The main question as per usual. So coming into the season, healthy, but did have that elbow injury, which we really haven't seen a quarterback have. It's more of like a linebacker injury, apparently. So
At a tennis industry.
So it's going to be a little. So he's like one of the first people, I guess, to like really have the injury that he had. So I guess it'll be interesting to see how he comes back from it. Also, I guess it's still 50-50 if Jamar Chase is playing. And if this is if they're playing anybody but the Patriots, I'd say it matters a lot more. But obviously, Jamar Chase is the number one option. He wants a new contract. I think he still has like 2 years left on his. So they didn't think they were going to have to negotiate a new one. But right now, Zach Taylor, the coach, said, all right, he's playing. Then the next day he said, I might have put my foot in my mouth. I'm not sure if he's playing. And then he said, it's kind of up in the air. So we don't know if Jamar Chase is playing.
But I think the Patriots are pretty much the same team except for a coach, right?
Yeah, obviously Bill Belichick out, Gerard Mayo in, former linebacker for the Patriots.
Whatever Bill Belichick is doing, we wish him luck. I mean, he really added something to the game over the years.
He's trying to get back in.
I hope he does.
Me too.
Just don't let him be manager.
No, he can't be GM. Terrible at drafting. No. Terrible.
All right, moving forward, it doesn't take me to tell you when the team is 8.5-point favorites who they think is going to win. I don't lay those kind of points. But if you like them, I mean, there's no choice but Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots.
Not saying that the Patriots Cincinnati may not cover the game.
Patriots are going to be bad, unfortunately for me.
Listen, I don't wish bad on anybody or anything. Let's go forward.
Titans at the Bears.
Titans at the Bears.
Chicago opened 4.5. They stayed at 4.5. A new era in Chicago. Caleb Williams gets drafted there with the first overall pick. They traded for Keenan Allen. Add another wide receiver. They drafted a wide receiver.
And Tennessee lost Henry. Is that correct?
Tennessee did lose Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Their main focal point. Obviously, new coach in Tennessee as well, like Mike Vrabel.
He's a very good coach.
I can't remember where he came from, if I'm being honest with you. But new coach, obviously, like I said, Mike Vrabel out. So,
all right. Well, that's a game. I can't tell you. 4.5 points is a weird line to begin with. Once you get closer to that 5.5.
Deadline. I remember that. I learned.
Yes, deadline, and it stands up also. Well, I wish both the teams good luck. I wouldn't bet either or. If you do, good luck to you. Arizona and Buffalo.
Yes, Arizona and Buffalo. Buffalo opened as a 7-point favorite. They are now a 6-point favorite. Yes.
I don't understand the drop.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
And once again, they went off 7.
They did.
And they didn't drop to 6.5. That's a pretty big, significant thing because if you laid 7 early on, if you took 7 later on, you could have laid the 6 and hoped for a middle or a side. Well, that would be a side. You'd have to go to, actually, if it went to 6, you go to a 5.5, which I hate that line anyway, but it suits you. My thoughts on that game is I believe Buffalo's starting to get a little older. I didn't see anybody brought in the offseason that revamps them.
No, if anything, they lost, Stephon Diggs, their number one wide receiver. They drafted.
Where did Diggs go to?
He went to Houston.
Houston.
They drafted a wide receiver in hopes to replace him, I guess, but big shoes to fill. Obviously, with Josh Allen being there, you always have a chance, but he's going to have to play Superman.
And he's had a lot of disappointments. I hate to say they missed their window when they were most powerful.
Yeah, I think they did.
And potent. Buffalo's our only New York team, so I kind of like them, but I liked them better at 6 than I did at 7.
Fair enough.
And I think they're still enough of a team. I hate to lay points and I hate to lay it, but if I was going to bet that game, I would bet Arizona. Excuse me, Buffalo. Stop. Buffalo.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That's the truth.
Houston at Indy.
You agree on that, Buffalo?
I do agree with that. Although I'm excited to see Marvin Harrison Jr., number one wide receiver drafted this season, playing on the Cardinals. I'm excited to see what he does, living up to the name.
I don't have a name to live up to, but I hear he's really good.
He was an absolute demon in college.
Yeah.
Houston.
Demon, is that good or bad?
That's good. That's good these
Demon
days.
is good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can never go to the Saints.
I got
You got that,
little
right?
knee
Catching
slap.
up.
Little knee slapper there. All right.
Go ahead.
Comedians this season too. Houston at Indianapolis.
I just never heard a quarterback called the demon.
It's a good
running back
it's
called the
hip.
demon.
It's hip these days.
That's why I had double hip replacement.
Houston at Indianapolis. Houston opened 1.5 point favorites. They are now 2.5 point favorites.
That means they're 5.5. Okay. Indy's at home. Indy didn't show me much of anything last year.
Lost their quarterback at the beginning of the year, Anthony Richardson. He played in a few games, but got hurt running around.
They didn't have a bad year.
No, because after Anthony Richardson got hurt, Gardner Minshew came in. So people thought it was going to be worse, but he didn't play too bad.
No,
they were competitive in a lot of games. Almost made the playoffs. Honestly, they were right there on the edge.
They were. They got nudged out, but they didn't have the year Houston had.
No, Houston was the shock team last year. Nobody was expecting Houston to do what they did, and
I did.
They came in offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year.
I just don't like betting them. They always let me down. If I bet against them, they hurt me. I bet with them, they hurt me. They're one of the teams I stay away from, them in Dallas. I think you got to like Houston in that game.
Yeah, I'm all in on Houston this year.
All in?
I'm all in. I think that they're the number one seed in the AFC this year.
You just jinxed Houston's.
No, I don't have the powers to jinx anything.
Teasing. Okay. All right. I think pretty much the world agrees on Houston. Don't need us for that. Let's go. Moving forward.
We have the Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Chargers. Chargers opened 3, and they stuck at 3.
Okay, that's saying they pick them. Okay, because you give up 3 points for being home, or you get 3 points for visiting. However you want to look at it. Those are two younger teams. I think they've made some moves to bring some younger players in.
Harbaugh, the head coach of the Chargers now.
Yes, I like Harbaugh as a coach.
Coming over from Michigan.
Yes, I liked him when he coached San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a great Super Bowl when you had two brothers against each other.
Forever have the other Harbaugh.
That family couldn't lose.
No. Well, forever have bragging rights though at the dinner.
Yeah. Yes. But either way, it was a good thing. If you're going to lose, you might as well lose to your brother.
Lights went out and everything. Beyonce was so powerful, the lights went out.
Yeah, I was a little skeptical of that. I got to tell you, not the Beyonce thing, but I'm looking at these. These are two young teams. Before I can decide whether to bet with them or against them, I want to see what they're made of. It is the first week of the season. Good luck to both teams. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Justin Herbert over there with the Chargers, but
I do like Harbaugh as a coach. Very, very much so.
This is the best coach that Herbert's ever had. So
yes.
I'm excited to see what he can do because before his coaches were just absolutely terrible.
I don't like to say that. They sucked. Go ahead, next.
True. We have Denver at Seattle. Seattle opened as a 4.5 point favorite, now a 6 point favorite. some change over there in Denver. Obviously, Russell Wilson out. We talked about that before going to the Steelers. Bo Nix, now the quarterback coming from college. He's a rookie. A lot of people thought he was the most pro-ready, whatever that means. Jerry Jeudy, one of their wide receivers, went to the Browns in the offseason. Seattle is mainly the same team, I would say. Main core pieces, DK.
They had a decent season, right?
Yeah, Seattle. Seattle had a decent season. Yeah, Denver had a bad start.
And
they played pretty well down the stretch, but it was just too late for them to.
I didn't think Russell Wilson was a good fit for Denver.
Well, Sean Payton hated him.
Yeah.
Literally just did not like him.
Right.
When he started playing well, he said, you have to restructure your contract or we're sitting you, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Especially to a world champion.
Yeah.
And, their confidence is very important. And they like people to be behind them like they were in Seattle. I'm hoping for good things for Russell Wilson where he's going. I like him as a quarterback. He brings a lot of dimensions to the game, and he never quits.
No. He will go out there and play.
I don't know if 6 points at home is a lot to give up on Denver. I don't know what Denver's looking like. I'm not versed enough to tell you. I don't think anybody knows.
That's the thing too. Rookie quarterback. So you don't know how they're going to adjust to the NFL. There's no technical NFL tape on them, just the college stuff, which is obviously much different. So,
for Denver fans, when in doubt, take the points.
12th man over there in Seattle with the crowd opening week. So
that's one of the things I like Russell Wilson. He writes his father's name on his sneaker.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does, and he believes his father's there with him. And I believe he's right. I've seen some of his throws and the things he's made. I believe he gets help.
that pass against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, that lucky catch.
I think his father helped him.
Somebody did.
You're still holding that as a Patriot fan, and you got to stop.
No, well, listen, the Patriots won, so I don't care.
If you got to be a handicapper.
No, listen, the Patriots won the game. I'm fine. But,
that catch over the middle wasn't lucky. The interception.
No, that's all preparation. That was preparation.
What a rookie. Yeah, they
Bill Belichick. They practiced it in the.
They practiced it in my dreams.
No. Listen, you got to watch the documentary. They practiced it.
They lied.
Washington at Tampa Bay. The good old Commanders. Tampa opened 4-point favorites. They are now 3.5-point favorites.
Okay, from a handicapper's point of view, there's not much stuff that's gone on with either team. Would you agree?
The Commanders have a new quarterback this year.
Yeah, but he's a rookie, right?
Rookie quarterback. Heisman Trophy winner last season.
That's why they're lowering the line. I've seen a lot of Heisman Trophy winners come in. And as a rookie, it takes a lot to learn the NFL. It's not the same game.
No, it is not.
And you got to learn a very, very advanced offense, which
got to learn NFL defenses.
Yes, there's a lot to learn. Tampa is a seasoned team.
Yep. Baker Mayfield still at the helm.
Baker Mayfield, when he comes to play, he's as good as anyone. When he comes not to play, he's as bad as anyone.
Still got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yeah, he's got a very good defense.
Yeah. I know Devin White's no longer there. He went over to the Eagles, but,
Well, but they still have a good defense.
No, defense has been their calling card, yes.
And I don't believe Washington is a powerhouse, but we'll see. I like new blood. I like young kids for coming in and playing the game. I wish them the best of luck. If I had to, even though I'm going against the move, I like the 3.5 lay with
Tampa.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not in love with it, but if you're a Tampa fan, you want to put a couple of hours on it, nothing wrong with it. Go ahead.
America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, they are at the Cleveland Browns. Browns opened as a 1-point favorite. They're now 2.5-point favorites. Some storylines with the Cowboys, 3 main ones. CeeDee Lamb was holding out, and then he got about $30 million a season, so he decided, I'm going to play for them again. Dak Prescott was looking for a new contract because he's an actual free agent at the end of the year. They can't, in his last contract, they can't franchise tag him, nothing. So he is an unrestricted free agent. They did not give him a new contract. And then Jerry Jones was talking about it out in the media, and Dak Prescott said, I don't pay attention to what Jerry says anymore. I've learned not to do that. I respect it. Most people won't talk back to their owner like that. I respect Dak for saying it. And then Micah Parsons.
You are a little rebellious. I do work with you in another area.
I wouldn't say rebellious, but
I would say definitely.
We always say that athletes are never honest. I like the fact that Dak was finally honest.
Who's always said athletes are honest?
Everybody in the media.
Who listens to the media?
We are the media now.
Get down. I am not the media. Does that look like the media to you? Stay poisoning people. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. They can work for and against it. When a quarterback's up and he's going to, the fact that he said to stick it to Jerry Jones means he wants to come out and play his best games because he wants to continue his career. We looked at, he's not that old. He's 31, right?
Yeah, 30, somewhere in the 30s, 31, 33 in that range.
He's 31, I think.
Okay.
Because I went with 33, 34. And we were talking about this. I think he has still a long time to play. I think he took a bad hip injury. I think he took an injury prior to that. They brought him along pretty quick and pulled Romo out.
Yeah.
I think they could have matured him a little more. He's another quarterback in the big games that has not delivered, but he's been on fire during regular seasons.
Yeah.
Dallas is a team I hate to bet with or bet against. They usually let me down either way. Cleveland is one of the teams that I'm keen on this year and keeping an eye on, like Arizona last year, worked out 3 or 4 games, not always with, sometimes against. That's a tough one. Yeah. The thing that I don't like is that also by speaking up to the owner, you could cause internal problems within the team because the rest of the team speaks up. That's why they don't do it. You could have a little bit of rebellion. It could throw your rhythm off. There's nothing worse than when a team is arguing with each other. I stay away from games when they get vocal with their owners and they get vocal with their other teammates because of that. And I think Cleveland's going to be a good team this year.
Yes.
Okay, it's my Cinderella team. I don't know if they're going to perform, but it's one of the teams I'm watching. I think other people are because the thing dropped. And Dallas was a powerhouse right up to the big game, but they can be that again. I don't know how the media works. I've seen it before. I don't like anybody criticizing anybody publicly because it causes a chain reaction and a domino effect within the locker room. I have coached, not at that level, but it's the same thing, It's kind of like when you're coaching kids and you say things to the parents that are not good for them. Same exact thing, or vice versa. So that's a game I would stay away from, but I'm going to watch it, enjoy it, and handicap it.
I'm definitely locked into that game. That game's going to be fun.
Yes.
The Sunday.
If you had to bet somebody on that team game, who would you bet?
I'm taking the Browns because they're home, and I believe in their defense.
You're laying with the Browns. You're only taking those points.
I'm taking the Browns as a team, laying the points. Yes. I would
Where are you taking to the Browns? Chicago?
No, Cleveland.
Well, you're taking them to Cleveland. I think they're already there. Their home team. Well, let's go. So much you have to learn.
The Sunday night game. The Rams and the Lions. The battle of the former quarterbacks.
I love that rivalry. But I got to tell you, I give the edge to Stratton.
Stafford?
That too.
Okay. So you would take 3.5, the game is. It opened and stayed at 3.5.
Yeah, I like Stafford. I call him Stafford.
Hey, listen, fair enough.
Staten.
General Patton?
Now you got it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, that's the Sunday nighter. So Rams, Lions,
that's an important game if you're betting also because I'll tell you why. It's your last shot to get out if you're stuck.
Well, we got the Monday night game now, or that's not how the
bookmakers end on a Sunday.
Okay.
And you want to bail out before Monday, depending on what is Monday night's game.
I'll tell you right now, that would be the New York Jets at the San Francisco 49ers, the return of Aaron Rodgers. He's back again.
Well, I think that's kind of what San Francisco opened 6, they moved to 4. The Jets defense is one of the best I've ever seen.
Well, there's news in San Francisco as well, which is good news. So McCaffrey had been out a little bit in training camp due to injury. He is expected to return to practice today. And Trent Williams, obviously their star tackle, he was holding out for a new contract. They just came to an agreement this morning. So Trent Williams is back. Obviously, I think he might be the second best player on their entire team behind McCaffrey. So he was very important. So all good news on San Francisco. They got their wide receiver locked up in Brandon Ayuk, who was holding out earlier. McCaffrey's back from the injury, and then Trent Williams has signed his contract, so he's back as well. So all positives in San Francisco. Still have Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. Well,
I keyed on the Jets twice last year, first game of the season.
Yeah, against the Bills.
I don't know. Can't remember coming off a Super Bowl loss and playing the Jets the first game is not to bump you up. It's more of a down. I don't know if San Francisco is going to take Jets serious.
There's a lot of hype with the Jets coming into the season because Rodgers is back and everything. So I don't know. I think teams are looking forward to playing them.
I think the line is that line because Rodgers is back.
Yeah, no. If Rodgers isn't playing in this game, this is a 10-point spread,
and then some.
So I'm excited to see that though. Garrett Wilson on the Jets. Mike Williams came over from the Chargers. You have Breece Hall, their running back. A lot of people are expecting some very big things. And then obviously we talked about the defense. You got CJ Mosley, Sauce Gardner.
San Francisco is a very, very tough offense to stop.
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey, they have more weapons. Whatever happened to the Super Bowl, I don't know. I would like to see nothing better than Aaron Rodgers play like Aaron Rodgers and the Jets defense be what the Jets defense is. They've had a few seasons coming in. That defense has been on the field more than any defense in the league. They've stood tall. They're a good team. I just don't think they're San Francisco quality yet.
No, I think, and you know, that's the thing. San Francisco, I think, still has the best roster in the NFL, top to bottom, and they have the cohesion. I mean, this is Rodgers' first game with the Jets, so he didn't play in the preseason, any of that. So maybe it takes them a few times
to get rid of it.
The other
consideration is San Francisco's coming in, and they're playing against Aaron Rodgers. They're looking for highs after the Super Bowl. So to come in and beat up on Aaron Rodgers might give them the tune-up game they're looking for. And usually you don't play full bore against the New York Jets unless it's a division game. So from a bettor's point of view, there's an incentive for San Francisco. They are probably the most talented team in the NFL, and they haven't won that big game. And it's hard to come in, and they have come off Super Bowl losses year after year and still come back and make it there again. So that says something for them. But I got to tell you, there is a reason for them to want to beat up. So I always look at the emotional element too. So I like at laying 4, even though the line went down, and that's telling you the smart money likes the Jets. I like San Francisco.
I like them as well.
Really? We agreed on a lot of things.
Some smart, brilliant minds think alike.
Or two idiots, one or the other.
Oh, hey, listen, I prefer this. Think that we're smart. Why not?
I'm teasing you.
Why not?
Anthony's one of the brightest people I've had the pleasure to know. He also works with us in the funding officer. He's the youngest manager of an office in a very big corporation. And he's coming along very, very well. And my odds is on him. Okay. Anything else?
No, listen, obviously, the other thing too, make sure you like and subscribe here, but Apple Podcasts as well, Spotify, you can find us there as well. So we'll have those up same time that the video was posted. Like we said, Juice Reel, the link will be in the description. Just download the app, click on the link, it'll take you right to the profile. We'll have the main picks up there.
And there's a small charge for that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a charge for it, and that's to help everything that we're doing here.
And we're gonna we're gonna do our best to break the bookmakers back.
Absolutely.
I like being on this side, to tell you the truth, for a while. And I don't have to go to jail. We're gonna indict it. So anyway, moving forward.
Probably a plus, I would imagine.
Lost a few pounds of jail, but anyway, moving forward. Okay, a little bit of a recap of interesting things. I'm supposed to go. I think I'm going to postpone it to October. Sean Kelly's got the biggest podcast, I think, in the country, right?
Yeah.
I'll be on him, I believe, in the 3rd week in October. He's also on Apple, right?
He is on Apple.
He's on Apple. He's the biggest. You can find us on Apple. Those that want to listen to us rather than watch us, it's a pretty good thing because I know when I didn't always have time when I was working in bookmaking and gambling and whatever to watch. So I used to like to listen while I was driving.
I fall asleep to a podcast every night.
To ours?
Not ours. I watched the Michael K show.
I would fall asleep too. So anyway, moving forward.
Michael K, I love you. Don't worry. It's a Yankee announcer.
So maybe you're falling asleep to Michael K because you love him. I mean, there was something there.
Listen,
I saw that.
Listen, he was one of my idols. Yankee announcer. I wanted to be him when I was a little kid. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I like Michael K, but I couldn't watch him. Anyway, moving forward. What else have we got going on? I'm supposed to be on Gravesend as a character. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. They said it is. So we're going to have some fun stuff coming up this year. But the main point is we're going to expand here and we're going to give you what you need. Hopefully. All right. Good luck. Thank you, Anthony.
Of course.
And we will see you next Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Yes, we will.
That's when we drop. We record on Tuesdays. Don't forget, if you want the main pick, you got to do what Anthony says.
Just follow the link.
Right. So there might be multiple at times. There might be money dog parlays. We don't know yet. It depends on what the week demands. Every week is different, and I'm not going to force an issue because last season was the first season I ever came in under 90%, and 83% is still the best in the nation. Not good enough for me. It's not good enough for you. I don't want to see you make a little bit of money. I want to see you make a lot. Thank you.